Alright, so I hear you guys all the time. I hear you guys. I can hear you right now. I can hear the whispers. What's going on with the Suburban? Well, I'll let you know exactly what's going on with the Suburban. Not a damn thing right now. It has just been on daily duty for pretty much since I got it. If you remember, I traded a couple quads for it. It was already LS swapped. It has a 2005, I think, 5.3. The receipt and everything from the junkyard is in the glove box. But yeah, it has a 5.3 in it, 4L60 out of like a newer, they got the engine and transmission together. When we went there to pick it up, the dude caught the, I'll get into that in a second. When we went there to pick it up, we knew that it needed a fuel line. So the dude tried to start it with some starting fluid, and on like the third crank there was a massive backfire. It sounded like a gunshot, like right next to your ear. So that, I'm pretty sure, is what ended up bending a rod. If you go back, or if you saw the video, you know that we replaced that one, and the thing has been running great. Honestly, it's been the most reliable vehicle that I have right now, not including my wife's Focus ST. But it has been kind of like knocking for a while, and I thought that maybe because the rod that bent was probably towards TDC, I assumed that the corresponding one would probably get bent too, and I assumed that's what the knocking was. But after doing a little bit of investigating the other day, and because it's been like 5 months, no, it's been longer than that. It's probably been like 7 months now. I'm not so sure that it is a rod. I would think that by now a knocking rod or bearing or whatever would have let go. So I'm kind of leaning more towards it being a collapsed lifter. Now when you get down, it does sound more bottom end. You can kind of hear it coming from the pan, but like I said, I would think that a rod would have let go by now. So I've just been kind of driving this thing and beating on it for, like I said, 7 months, I think, and it really has not missed a beat at all. It has some issues, no doubt, and because it's just been like a beater for the most part, I've just been kind of overlooking them. But I don't know what it is. The last few days I've just kind of had like a renewed view, if you will, of the Suburban, and I'm kind of thinking that I might fix it up a bit. I mean, it's been so good and so honestly reliable. I helped my buddy Seth move into his apartment with it, pulling a big enclosed trailer, and the thing's been great. It does need some stuff. Obviously, I need to figure out what the noise is coming from the engine. I think it's a lifter. If it is a lifter, those aren't too bad to replace, but if I'm going to pull the head off anyway, I might just throw a cam in it just for the sake of it, because I mean, just a cam in this thing will be pretty nice. And I need air conditioning. Right now the air conditioning, here, let me just show you guys. So where the air conditioning mounts on the 5.3s and everything on the truck motors is like down right about in here, and that's right where this right where that frame crossover is, where the cross member is. So that's not gonna work. You know, I might be able to show you on Goldie. Yeah, you can't really see much, but on this, the crossover is right there, right about centered with the second pipe there. And you can see that the AC unit comes pretty much in line with the header there. So let's say it's roughly an inch and a half past the center of the exhaust bolt there. Now let's go look at the Suburban. If you look here, can't really see because the stupid cold air intake, but if you look here, putting it there is right where that crossover is, that cross member. I don't know why I keep saying crossover. If you look at the bolt here, about an inch and a half back is right where this cross member is. So that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna have to do for that is probably get some sort of high mount system, and then probably just get a longer belt to run it all off of one, because the truck setup runs it off the backside there. we'll see though, you know, we'll see. We'll try and figure something out. But yeah, especially on the muggy Michigan summers, air conditioning is a must. And I need to, well, I don't need to. I would like to get the cruise control fixed. I don't know if it's just this or if I need to do something with the actual wiring, because I mean that hasn't been hooked up, so I don't know if it tries to work at all. Now just that stuff, not a huge deal, and really nothing on this is a huge deal. That's why I'm kind of debating on doing this. But so when we went to pick it up, obviously there was that huge backfire that I was just talking about. Another thing, when we were about 5 minutes from the guy's place, he calls me and he says, "Hey man, I got some bad news. I'll just show you when you get here." And I was like, well, that doesn't sound good. Maybe he lost the title or something. So I get there and he's like, "All right, come look at this." I left the window down, which I need to fix. The track is all screwed up. He's like, the window was down about an inch or so, and I think some rain got in there and shorted some stuff out. So when I turned the key on, the switch panel here caught on fire. So I do need a new door panel and a new switch, and actually the handle here is all good. And then the thing that kind of sucks about that is they've got these like whack ass speaker deals here that are all into it, so I'm gonna have to get the complete door panel and do it on the other side to match. And then aside from that, just cosmetic stuff. It needs a headliner because that is ultra sag, and then some seats. The heated seat on this one quit working, I'm assuming just because like right there it looks like it got hot, but it's all torn up. So I'm going to try to find different seats for it, different door panels. My buddy Dustin said he might have door panels, but he's not sure yet. And then obviously new headliner, some wiring hanging there I think. But yeah, new headliner, new visors, because those are freaking gross. And then aside from that, everything back here is really not bad. I am probably going to put a new carpet in it. Everything, like honestly the headliner from like here back all looks great. And then of course I want to do some different wheels on it, because these are just some stock ones that I kept from my 99 Silverado that I had for a couple years, and they just had some good tires on them. I've actually bought those tires brand new, so I held on to them when I got rid of the truck. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. It's really mostly solid. There's a little bit of paint flaking at the bottom of the doors, but that's honestly early enough that I can just sand those down and respray them. The only part that actually really sucks on the body is this corner right there, and that's fixable. I'm not sure if I will fix it or not, but everything else is really pretty solid. The underside isn't bad for a Michigan vehicle. Some of you guys from the South are probably like, man, that thing's a piece of shit. But for a Michigan vehicle, it's really not that bad. A little bit of scaling, but nothing like structural is going on with it. That's like half the plan. The other half of the plan is I might sell it once it's all fixed up. I don't like selling vehicles that need a bunch of work. I like to try to get them as fixed as possible. If it's like some body work or something like that, then I'll usually let that go. It's not a big deal. But especially being a dad now, I kind of like to think about it in like, if some dude's buying this and his girlfriend or wife or whatever drives it and their kids in it, I don't want it to leave them stranded, especially like on muggy Michigan summers without air conditioning. So that's kind of what I think about when I sell a vehicle. So I try to be as honest with people as possible. I'm not saying that I am going to sell this, but I may. But I do want to get it all mostly fixed first. So there you go. That's kind of an update on the LS swapped Suburban. Like I said, I want to kind of sort of start fixing it up, and then I may sell it. I'll probably keep it because it's the most reliable vehicle I have right now, but you know, I may sell it. So if it's something you're interested in, let me know. I'm sure we can work something out. I'm not going to ask a stupid price for it because I'm a very realistic person. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.